kidnapped his daughter's killer. So on July 10th, 1982, Andre was in his home when he got the phone call no parent ever wants. His ex-wife, Danielle, told him that their only daughter, 14-year-old Kalinka, was dead. He asked what had happened. According to Danielle, Kalinka died in the middle of the night and that an autopsy was scheduled to find the cause. Now, Danielle knew all about the autopsy procedure because her new husband, Dieter Komba, was a doctor. All right, so apparently it was Komba that had discovered the body of his daughter and called another doctor. When that doctor arrived, he told them that around 7:30 he had injected her with a compound to help her tan more easily, and then around midnight he had given her a sleeping pill when she could not sleep. Now, the autopsy was conducted and found that her private region had been torn and blood was found in her underwear. Further examination revealed there were several injection marks on her arms, legs, throat, and internal examination revealed a white substance inside of her privates. Despite the rarity of this, police never formally interviewed Komba except for when they had arrived, and he told them a different story than he had told the doctor. He said he had injected her with iron and cobalt to treat anemia around dinner, and then when he found her unconscious, he injected her with dopamine to wake her up. The doctor concluded that there was no foul play and that she had died from a heart failure after having sunstroke from windsurfing the previous day. So several months later, Andre actually finally receives a copy of his daughter's autopsy report, and to him, it read as though she had been drugged, sexually assaulted, and then murdered, and her killer was basically allowed to go free. So Andre then devoted the rest of his life to pursuing Komba, no matter what the cost. He ordered a second autopsy, but when it was finally conducted, it was discovered her sexual organs had been removed, which eliminated the ability to test the white substance. The autopsy reports were then reviewed by a professor, and he claimed that it didn't add up with what Komba had said and agreed with Andre, but the authorities refused to reopen the case. Without any help from the police, Andre traveled to Germany and began putting leaflets in his neighbors' mailboxes claiming that he had killed his daughter. Komba filed a defamation lawsuit, one requiring Andre to pay $150,000 to Andre, which Andre refused to pay. Now, after 10 years of complaining to police, he was finally able to convince the police to file murder charges against Komba. And in 1995, a trial took place without Komba present because Germany refused to extradite him because he was a German citizen. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison, but continued living his life in Germany without a hiccup. A short while later, Komba was arrested and convicted of drugging and sexually assaulting a teenage patient in his office. He was only fired and received a suspended sentence, of which he served no time. Then several other women came forward stating they too had been drugged and sexually assaulted by him, but due to the lack of physical evidence, the cases were not taken seriously. Furious, Andre had had enough. On October 18, 2009, police received an anonymous tip that they would discover a notorious fugitive at a certain address. When they arrived, they found Komba gagged and bleeding on the pavement. Well, how did he get there? Well, Andre paid several men to abduct him from his home in Germany and drive him to France, where he was found by the police. Germany demanded he be returned to Germany and the abductors be extradited back to Germany. France refused, and Komba was charged with the death of Kalinka, and Andre was released on bail. Komba was found guilty of deliberate violence leading to involuntary death and sentenced to 15 years in prison. Andre stood trial in France for the abduction. He confessed that he was morally bound to do it, and he received a 1-year suspended jail sentence.